What's up, family? My name is Trail, and today we have some rather shocking news to share with you. First off, COVID-19 is not gone yet, guys. This thing is still lingering around. China has recently locked down 50 million people because of some new cases that were detected. How will this affect the United States? Well, I'm going to tell you guys which of the 5 states have the highest rate of infections right now. And we also heard from Dr. Anthony Fauci as well. We also have information on some new special New Yorkers are going to be receiving some $1,000 stimulus checks. And lastly, we have a shocking projection from the Prominent Bank in which they predict the United States will have a recession in 2023. Now let's go ahead and talk about it real quick. But as a quick reminder, on this channel, we cover everything from what's going on around the world with the stock market, with the war in Ukraine, as well as multiple daily news stories around the world. So if you're interested in any of these topics today and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Okay guys, real quick, I wanted to remind you guys about the Chime Bank where you can receive the free $100. Don't sleep on that promo, guys. It is almost over. That link will be down below in the description. Don't forget to set up your automatic deposit of at least $200 in order for you to receive that free $100. Don't miss out, guys. Well, guys, China Shanghai is now on lockdown for testing as COVID surges in China. Yes, it says that the financial hub of 26 million people has become a testing ground for China's zero COVID policy. Now, the authorities said on Sunday that they would divide Shanghai into 2 other exercises using the Hungpa River that passes through the city as a guide. Districts to the east of the river and some is to the west of the river will be locked down and tested between March the 28th and April the 1st. The remaining areas will be locked down and tested between April the 1st and April the 15th. And yes, China has ordered 51 million people into this lockdown, guys. Yes, the number has increased since that previous article that I just read to you. Now that number is sitting at around 51 million people. And Chinese officials on Monday reported 1,437 cases across dozens of cities. Yes, this is a huge lockdown that is going on right now, guys. And China is facing its worst COVID crisis since early 2020, when the world's first witnessed an entire population lockdown to contain the coronavirus in Wuhan and its surrounding province. And 2 years on, it's now sending tens of millions of people into lockdown in the entire northeastern province of Jilin. So yes, guys, that is a total of 51 million people in China that are now on lockdown. But what does that mean for the United States, guys? Well, I do have some information in regarding the 5 states right now that have the highest case numbers of COVID-19. And yes, guys, the rate of the new COVID-19 cases is at its lowest it's been since last summer as the Omicron wave subside, as state governments have begun to move past pandemic era restrictions. Some health experts have said that another surge is unlikely until at least the fall and the winter of this year, and are hopeful that new cases will continue dropping throughout the summer. Now, according to the CDC, 95% of the country currently has low COVID-19 community levels right now. While cases rates remain low across the country, a handful of states still have elevated risk levels. And here are the 5 states with the highest levels of new cases per 100,000 people. Number 1 is Alaska on the list, guys. Number 2 is Vermont. Number 3, Rhode Island. Number 4, Colorado. And number 5, guys, is New York. Yes, guys, those are the top 5 states that have the highest cases of COVID-19 right now. So if you live in one of those states, I would encourage you to be just a little bit more careful than you would if you lived in one of the other states. I mean, again, guys, COVID-19 is not over yet. And here recently, just yesterday, guys, we did hear from Dr. Anthony Fauci. For those of you out there that actually listen to what he has to say. Yes, Anthony Fauci said that the U.S. is likely to see a fall COVID-19 surge. This is not what we are wanting to hear, guys, but President Biden's chief medical advisor, Anthony Fauci, predicted on Wednesday that there will likely be a rise in COVID-19 cases in the coming weeks, as well as a potential surge in the fall. He said that, look, I think we should expect, David, that over the next couple of weeks, we are going to see an uptick in COVID-19 cases. And hopefully there is enough background immunity so that we don't wind up with a lot of hospitalizations. Now, Fauci, who serves as the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, said that the increase in infections could come as a result of the waning immunity and the loosening of COVID-19 restrictions across the United States. He said that those conditions are also present in the United States. So I would not be surprised if we see an uptick in cases. Whether that uptick becomes a surge, where there are a lot more cases, is difficult to predict right now. So yeah, guys, Dr. Anthony Fauci is projecting that we are going to see an uptick in COVID-19 cases, and he is expecting this to really hit come the fall season. But so far, he said that it is hard to project whether or not this will be a huge surge in which we will not be able to recover from. But again, guys, that is just the updated news and what they predict right now and exactly what is going on in China. And hopefully it does not go on in any other states or other country, guys. But I will keep you guys posted on any updates that we receive. But moving on, guys, hey, in New York, Donald Trump, the former president Donald Trump, is in a little bit of trouble right now because he is continuously withholding some of the evidence that the Attorney General is requesting from him. And now the New York Attorney General is seeking to put a fine against Donald Trump of at least $10,000 per day that he continues to not provide this particular evidence. Yes, the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, on Thursday filed a motion to hold former President Donald Trump in contempt of court for refusing to turn over evidence as part of her office's civil investigation into the Trump Organization financial dealings. She said that despite a crystal clear order from the court, Donald Trump has refused to turn over documents as part of our investigation into him and the Trump Organization's financial dealings. And she said in a press conference that we are seeking the court's immediate intervention because no one is above the law. Now, Donald Trump did respond to these allegations and said that the Attorney General's motion is completely baseless and said that this is just more of a harassment and the latest chapter in the Attorney General's continued witch hunt. So yes, it doesn't look like Donald Trump is planning on providing any type of documentation to the Attorney General whatsoever. Now, the question is, will the court grant this particular $10,000 per day for Donald Trump not returning this information? We don't know yet, guys. We will just have to wait and see on what the judge rules on this particular issue right here. But so far, it doesn't appear that Donald Trump is even paying attention to these lawsuits and this contempt of court that they're saying he is in against, guys. But I'll keep you guys posted. Now, on to some good news, guys, because we do have some New Yorkers are going to be receiving $1,000 monthly stimulus checks. Yes, according to this article on valuewalk.com, it says that New York is now giving $1,000 monthly stimulus checks to artists. It says that COVID-19 may be less severe now, but certain groups have still not been able to recover financially from its impact, and the state of New York has come forward to support one such group by offering stimulus checks to artists in the state of New York. Now, eligible artists will get a stimulus check of $1,000 through the Creatives Rebuild New York program. Now, Creatives Rebuilds New York was launched in spring of 2021 and is an extension of the Reimagine New York Commission. The objective of this program is to help artists earn a living wage, as well as redesign, rebuild, and beautify the state of New York. But yes, under this particular program, 2,400 artists across New York State will get $1,000 monthly checks for a period of 18 months. Now, this program uses the $115 million grant from the Andrew Mellon Foundation, as well as $5 million grants from the Ford Foundation and the Starvius Nicaras Foundation to give stimulus checks to artists. Now, according to the CRNY, an artist and anyone who regularly engages in artistic or cultural practice, the website lists arts and cultural practices to include media arts, music, oral traditions, craft, dance, design, theater, performance, film, art, literary arts, a whole ton of things right here, guys. But in order to be eligible for these stimulus checks, an artist needs to be over the age of 18 years old and must be a resident of the state and have an income less than the CRNY self-sufficient standard. A point to note is that these stimulus checks are only for artists in New York. Now, guys, if you're an artist or you know someone in New York that is an artist, I will include a link to this article down below so that you can check out the important detailed information, because on April the 15th, guys, the authorities will announce the names of the eligible recipients. But anyways, guys, hey, I hope this information was helpful to you. Moving on, guys, hey, we did hear a dire message from
the Fed's plan could send the United States into a recession. That word, according to economists from Deutsche Bank. It's the first big bank to make such a bold prediction. Deutsche Bank economists say stocks could plummet by 20% next year and that unemployment could peak around 5% in 2024. For context, the unemployment rate hit a new pandemic low of 3.6% in last month's job report. Andrew Ross Sorkin now, co-host of Squawk Box. Andrew, it's really a pretty grim economic forecast, though the minutes really... they didn't seem so extreme.
Grim is maybe in the eye of the beholder in this instance. You know, the economy is doing remarkably, and the truth is it's doing too well. That is actually the problem. I don't know if people want to put it in that context, but that's what is happening. It's doing too well, and wages are not keeping up. And I think there's a realization, and you're hearing it now more and more from the Fed, you can see it in the minutes, a sense that what they have to do is tamp down demand. That's something that policymakers don't ever want to talk about, the idea of tamping down demand, because how do you do that? You do that by raising interest rates. You do that by making things more expensive. And that's where we are at this point. Yeah. The Fed is going to make things more expensive. How quickly they make things more expensive is the hard part, and becomes the issue of whether they can thread that needle, whether they can land the plane and make things just expensive enough, or do they go a little bit too far? And then, as Deutsche Bank says, and I think you're starting to see a lot of folks on Wall Street talk about this, the possibility that they go too far or they go too quick, and that unto itself turns us the wrong way into a recession. But if you look at those unemployment figures, 5% just contextually is quite a remarkable thing. Where we are today, some people would think is Alice in Wonderland. It's sort of an amazing moment in certain ways. Wages, as I said, not keeping up. But you go back to the financial crisis, and we were 10+%.
So yeah, guys, as you can see, that video clip was not that promising, I will say. It says that a recession in the U.S. is brewing as the Federal Reserve is taking a more aggressive stance on raising interest rates to clamp down on the inflation, according to economists at this particular bank. Now, with inflation at a 40-year high, they predict the Fed will raise interest rates by 0.5 percentage point during the next 3 meetings in May, June, and July. And that's in line with the Fed's thinking, according to the minutes from the latest meeting. Now, when the Fed raises rates, it becomes more expensive to borrow money, since interest rates on mortgages, credit cards, and other loans increase in tandem. By taking such action, the Fed hopes to slow down the economy without causing a recession. But guys, this is some very important news, I will say, because we do not want to go through another recession, guys. How many of you out there remember the previous recession that we were in at at the end of President Bush's in office and then the incoming of President Obama, guys. I remember that very well. I remember whether or not I was going to lose my house because I was going to lose my job. I was hopeful and praying every single day. So again, guys, I really hope and I pray that we do not be forced into a recession either this year or even next year or anytime soon, guys. Right now, we want to stay focused on trying to recover from this pandemic, and hopefully we can get rid of this COVID-19 forever, and then we can get on with our lives and live more successful. But again, guys, hey, I hope all of this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.